Hi, welcome back to a brand new video of the Target Individual Program, the Targeted Individual Experience. Let me do this, okay? So, the previous videos which I've uploaded explaining how they targeted me, what it is that they're doing. All right, now I got in the house. All of a sudden, as soon as I exit into the house, as you guys can see, look at the time, 2:36. Right, I get a text from Pam. Sending me a picture of my daughter when she was a baby. You know, the type of I've been talking about lately how one of their ways in targeting you as a TI, like I talk about, me and Pam were not together in a relationship, right? So what they'll try to do is, again, because they don't want me here looking after my kids. Okay, as you see in the high school that I just walked past to get to my daughter's school, unsupervised kids, teenagers, this is exactly what they want, and this is the system showing me what it is that they're doing and how they're doing it. Okay, so you have all these kids outside, educators outside, school safety outside. No one is supervising these kids. They're just blocking up the entire sidewalk, particularly, like I said, at a particular time, which I've never seen that before. And when on my way back, they're all gone, right? Again, in the NYPD, your predator department showing up on the block, end of the block, synchronization. As soon as I get close to the block, then they drives off, right, with the number 32. Okay, so there's a couple of things here, because again, it's how they condition me to think, and for me studying this program, the type of subliminal message that they'll send, right? And again, this is just my interpretation. I could be wrong, who knows? But anyhow, so I get in the house. So all of a sudden, she sends me a picture of my daughter. Okay, now you see what they've been doing, and they did it with my oldest son, is to send me a subliminal message that he's not my biological son, which is bullshit because I took a DNA test to prove it, right? And if they falsify the DNA test, then that shows you how this system is, how they've setting up men, particularly black men, in the child custody or child support system, right? In falsifying DNA records to have men pay child support that children doesn't belong to them by falsifying DNA record. But I'm going by what the DNA record said that he's my son 100%. Now my second son, Ethan, that's why you see the kid walking down the street, same complexion as my son. It's like a subliminal message of either targeting him, and now she sends me this. So there are times where they were trying to play that same game with Ethan and me, try to make me believe that he's not my son by using these light-skinned men. Like, for example, they'll be you can tell they're father and son, right? They're light-skinned father and son. They're looking at me, especially if I'm walking with Ethan, to try to give that impression that Ethan is not my biological son because of the color of his skin, right? Again, he lied at me. When I was young, I was almost as light as him. My oldest son, when he was younger, if I show you pictures of him, he looked like a white baby. That's just black people. That's who we are. We have our genetics are diverse. So you could have two black people, right? You could have two black people, very dark, and they can give birth to a lighter skinned baby. That's not a rare thing. It's not an unusual thing. That's a common thing for black people. Anyhow, on top of that, I talk about how when I'm walking with my daughter, how they started staring at the adults now started staring at my daughter, right? And now here she go, Pam sending me this message about why she looked like you in a dress. Now, as you guys see, when I was walking on the block, when I went to pick up my daughter with the NYPD, I forgot whatever lights they had, but I know they had number 32 in it. There was a dyke, a Caucasian woman, clearly she's a dyke, okay, or maybe, she's trans, what have you, right? So decided to send me the subliminal message, because what they do, they destroy they assassinate your character, they destroy your image, your face, everything, okay? And then it's like, oh, now but they do this to a lot of people, but they're not able to see what's going on, all right? So this is part of the reason that I believe a lot of people some people have turned trans, or back in the days transsexuals, because they were targeting themselves in order to change their identity. But I'm not changing my identity. I am who I am. I love who I am, and I'm not going to fall into these sort of subliminal. And it's because I can see it, and I can by studying it, Like I said, I may not understand everything, but I look at my targeting from a broader perspective, not just my personal anecdotal experience being a target, but I look at the black community and how the black community is it's as the decade goes by, black people in America has gotten worse. Okay, in terms of the next generation, right? The next generation totally confused. They're separating black men and black women from each other. They're destroying the black family. And so what we have here again is the school to prison pipeline. So when you see all those kids outside unsupervised with all these police around it, what do you think that is? What do you think that is? None of the school educators are doing anything. They're not supervising these kids. But you see all these police outside. You don't see that in schools where you have predominantly white students. But I have to show you guys this in order for you to understand. Okay? This is a system. This is systematic. This is a system and how it operates against not just TIs, we as TIs, but against black people in particular. Okay? All right? And they're basically showing me because, again, I remember one of the things that when I was young, I wanted to say was to create a business that I can employ predominantly black people. Right? My brother and I had the same sort of goal. And I think that's part of the reason why we were attacked the way we were attacked, right? We had no idea. Okay, this is why when I look at if I listen to Marcus Garvey's speech, Malcolm X, Dr. Khalid Muhammad, Dr. Claude Anderson, I can go on, Dr. John Henry Clark, all these black scholars and who are telling the truth and how they have been attacked and how they have been demonized, right, by racist white society, whether within the educational system, even the higher educational system, they have been attacked relentlessly. So this is, like I said, this program is Quenta Pro, Zosu Zoom, MK Ultra, the advancement in technology in order to seek out those within the black community who they feel could be a threat. Kind of like Fred Hampton, right? Assassinated by the FBI and the Chicago police at the age of 19. Don't you ever stop and think that they're not continuing quantum pro within the black community and destroying the minds of up and coming black leaders. If you can destroy every black person's mind, particularly the black men and black boys' mind one by one, as well as in a group, black people will never do what needs to be done to overcome their oppression. Okay? You see what's happening? The Democrats, the Republicans, they're against us. But we want to be in their political system so bad. There are other candidates running. Right? You have Dr. Cornel West. Right? Why don't black people rally around him? Don't vote for the Democrats. Don't vote for Republicans. You don't have to vote for the lesser of two evils. There are better choice out there. But we are we have a pledge of allegiance to these parties that don't ever do anything for us. And when we get other candidates who speak up for us, we turn our backs on them. Okay? Understand what's going on. As a black person, you have to be able to see the truth and to see our reality. Okay? I'm just doing my part. Like I said, I've been charged with revealing what's hidden, speaking the truth, make people understand what's going on. Because if you can't see, and again, I was like that. I couldn't see the subliminal programming, right? Because it's not meant for you to see. It is meant for you just to believe and to act. And it's to act against your own best interest and the best interest of your community and the people around you, your family. But when you begin to see this system for what it is and what it does, right, you begin to think different. You begin to actually think instead of believing. You begin to think. You begin to seek knowledge. And this is what they don't want you to do. They don't want us to understand the truth and seek knowledge. Knowledge is power. Okay? Remember that. All right? A man who is knowledgeable is unfit to be a slave, just as a woman who is knowledgeable is unfit to be a slave. And they want you to believe, because as long as you believe, they can put us back into slavery. They can put you back into slavery, me back into slavery, our kids, future generations of black boys and girls back into slavery. And again, by letting all these migrants in, what it do for black people? It pushes down further in the economic level, the social level, right? The population level. They're very strategic in what it is that they're doing. This is this is from Afrim, right? So as I was saying too, so they hate that I order from Amazon. I use Afrim, and they hate that. They hate that I use Afrim to order from Amazon. Okay, so you guys gonna see that message pop up. Never mind that. Okay, here we go again. All right, I'm gonna end this video. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.